Today I've got the Evans RealFeel Double-Sided pad. Back when I marched, the RealFeel was the standard. This was the pad that we all had. I got my first RealFeel back in the 1980s. It was the late 80s, but it was the 80s. And I used it through my entire marching career into the mid 90s. When I finished with Star of Indiana, I did brass theater. I don't know if any of you know that. And this was the pad that we all had. There were other pads at the time. It was lightweight, it was portable, you could throw it in your bag. It felt great, you could play on the bus with it. It wasn't super loud, it didn't annoy people, and it was just an overall great pad. The pad has been redesigned and modernized a little bit since then, and this is that new version of it. And it is still a double-sided pad just like it was back then. Top side is gum rubber, and the back side is a harder recycled plastic. It does come in two sizes. There's a 6-inch and a 12-inch. For either $27 and $45. And this pad is designed and manufactured here in the United States. So especially for a US made product, those are great prices. And this is a high quality pad. And again, it comes from Evans, D'Addario, high quality stuff that you're going to get from them. So let's take a look at this pad. The pad does have two different sides. There's the gum rubber side and the hard plastic recycled side. The gum rubber side is different than the tan gum rubber that a lot of other pads I have that you may be familiar with are. And side note, by the way, this video, different sticks. I had a request for different sticks, and these are the ProMark Mike McIntosh marching sticks, and I'm happy to check those out here. But back to the pad, the gum rubber side on this, the features, the selling points of this is that it is quieter, it is softer, it is going to bother less people in your house, while still feeling great with good rebound. Not too loud. I would say that this gum rubber compared to the tan gum rubber, this is a softer feel. You can feel it just pushing into it, and you can feel it and hear it when you play on it. You can even see it's kind of this spongy design. This is not bad, it's just different. I have a lot of pads and they all feel so different. The gum rubber side on this, quieter, softer, less bothersome. Still a nice feel though with good rebound. The hard plastic recycled side on the back when I was at Star, we would always play on this side because it felt better. It was more rebound. And Snareman company would say, that's great, but turn it over, play on the other side because that is the more chops building side. So this side is harder, it is louder, it's more articulate, and in some ways has good, even maybe more rebound, and in some ways a little less rebound. So this side, so I think what happens on this side is that at higher stick heights, has good rebound. At lower stick heights, the design of this is that it does take a little bit more work, a little more chops building. I don't know if you heard, but I sort of fuzzed some of those diddles. And so at the lower heights, I think it does absorb some of the rebound. And that's going to be where the chops building is going to come in. It's louder, it's going to be more articulate. If you're playing with several people and you're wanting to clean things, this is the side to play on because you can hear things better. So different feel on this side. Overall thoughts on the pad, the Evans RealFeel Double-Sided pad is still a great pad even here in 2025. Two different playing surfaces. It's small, it's lightweight. You can set it on a drum for a little quieter practicing between takes on the real drum. And great price at $45, or especially if you get the 6-inch one, obviously even more portable for $27. These are great options, great feels, and because of the softer feel, it is both great for chops building, and if you are an orchestral or a drum set percussionist, this is going to be a great feel for that as well because it doesn't have that super tight, high-pitched marching snare feel. So definitely worth checking out the Evans RealFeel Double-Sided pad.